Tarkov doesn't do that, but it does a little. Like with some stuff, it's like, oh,
you can hear when you hit a headshot and it goes through like a good peen helm and it makes that dink sound and you're like, yeah, I killed him. Like I'm pretty 100%.
I've been messing around with a 338 Lapua, and when you shoot some with it, it looks like they got shot with like it
like
looks
a
like
spray gun. It's just,
they go poof.
The spray is different.
When they're impacted,
the bullet's this big.
I don't know the word. The blood splatter. That's what I'm going for.
So when they take an impact, it looks like they were covered in dust, and you slap them with your palm. Like dust goes poof out of their character.
It's the biggest round that you can fire at people. It's not a grenade.
FMJ
right?
is 2,400 rubles a shot, but you don't need many shots.
You just need one
because it one taps the thorax. But the gun is 675,000 rubles. I think the way I have it equipped. So
that you don't want to die with that. Do you run it solo?
No,
I'm broke.
Yeah.
I run it. I do in offline mode. It's fun.
Offline mode's a good time. I'm getting into Tarkov, but in factory offline, you just set it to horde, I think. And
I mean, we can make Tarkov talk about Twitch talk, and then it's fair because what BSG and Twitch has done with the drops has been just
BSG, and it has nothing to do with Twitch. Twitch just enables drops.
I've heard that Twitch was the one who set the 24-hour requirement.
No.
Okay.
I'm not keeping up.
I read
100% positive.
You guys need to
I believe you, but I read it.
You guys are talking about something I don't understand, so the viewers must be there too.
Okay.
What happened?
Okay. So if you want to do a Twitch, this is all. I have not signed any deal with Twitch. This is just from people who have done Twitch drops, right? If you want to do a Twitch drop with Twitch, then there's a couple things they need you to figure out. What is the content that you're offering? How long do you want people to watch for this? Is there upfront ad spend? Like, are we paying Twitch to have free content? Are the jobs Prime specific? Like, there's a lot of things that go into it, but ultimately it is the company and Twitch's responsibility to determine what's being given away and how frequently. And with Tarkov and quite a few other ones, they have a very wide difference between like what you can watch and get a drop for and what you should watch and what they want you to watch in order to get the good stuff. So instead of some like Valorant, in order to get a beta key last year or however long it was, you needed to watch like 2 hours of Valorant of any stream, and it tracked across every stream. Only a few people got the drops, and that was how you got it. Then you could do like Call of Duty, where you have to be a Prime member and you're watching, and you have to watch one streamer for 1 hour, but it doesn't carry over. So if you switch, it changes. Like, all of these things are back-end changes that Twitch themselves can make. What Battlestate did, and I've had drops a couple times through them, is instead of it being a watch this amount of time of streams and get rewarded randomly or get rewarded on a set interval, what they said is, we'll give you rewards. It's just at increments of like 2, 8, 12, 24 hours. And 22. The problem is 22 hours, sorry.
22 and then 24. It was bizarre.
And the problem is that it's also active redemption, where you can't passively watch. You have to physically click on the button within like some amount of time, 5 minutes of it popping up, or else you don't get that reward. And what's annoying is that Battlestate probably did talk to Twitch and say, hey, we want to make it so bots can't claim these rewards. However, in doing so, the scenario they set up is so fucking impossible for any normal human who wants to both watch and consume.
Well, not only did they fail because My Chrome extension is accepting drops as we speak.
Yes.
But like they made it like torturous. Like the whole thing is stupid. You have to watch this guy for a full day of a day. It's not one. It doesn't like in a 24-hour period. You have to watch him 22 hours just to get like anything of value. And they do this during their like big patch, right? So while they have all the eyes on them, and I get that like say 70% of viewers on any given channel are like just like me, idle, not watching. I don't even remember who I'm watching. I'm not watching. That's the point. But it's nonsense. The whole thing is nonsense.
Absurd too, because Kyle's right in that you have to watch 22 hours straight of one channel, right? So for me, somebody who had drops on the 30th, I streamed for 9 or 10 hours that day. That means that anybody that committed their time to watching me gave up the idea of getting the best drops that day. They just said, fuck it. I just would rather not do that. Like, that hurts me.
So hard that they kind of, it sounds like it backfired what they wanted. They're like, all right, we need a guy to really, really, really watch 22 out of 24 hours, and bots can't do it. Oh, well, you made it so difficult, people won't do it.
Right. No, literally, you have to bot in order to get the stuff. There's extensions that people made specifically for this drop, and then the Kyle's using. And then on top of that, now you have, it worked really well. If for the last 2 weeks, every single one of like the top watch streamer that wasn't XQC, and sometimes even with XQC streaming, would be a Tarkov streamer doing 48-hour live stream for my drops with help from my friends. And this like group of Tarkov streamers would just like live stream on the same account. Yeah. So they're always live, and just like 50,000 viewers on an account that would normally get 1,000 stream viewers.
And the problem is like this is great for BSG. They're fine
huge.
with this because they don't care. They may say they don't want bots.
Is BSG the company that owns
the developer?
They may say they don't want bots. They absolutely want bots. The streamers are advertising the extension. They're saying, hey, do you guys know about this extension that'll allow you to keep watching me and leave the fucking room and get the hell out of here and just get your free shit on the video game? Well, here it is. And so the idea is getting more new eyes on the game, and they're accomplishing that. The dumb thing they're doing is doing any of this right after a patch, because the game is
on fire. It is so fucked. It's like the original level of how awful it was trying to get into raids when they first did drops. And we're talking like 10, 15, 20-minute queue times during my drop days. It's not optically good. And I'll be the first to tell you that I really do enjoy the game, and I play it probably more than any other FPS, and I love it. But there are ways to do it that look good from a business side, and there are ways that are good to do it from a community oriented perspective.
This is bad publicity.
When
Shroud is sitting there with like 97,000 people, and he's going, maybe he's playing BSG. Maybe I'll just uninstall this game. Maybe I'll just uninstall Tarkov. How'd that be? I think
he's a real Tarkov player too.
I think it'd be better if I did.
Yeah,
because we'll just do that.
Because it's so brutal as a streamer to sit there and do a podcast for 20 minutes knowing that like you're not getting in there, and then especially because then if you're having a great raid, a normal raid, 20 minutes, right? If you're even staying in later than that, you're just checking every cranny. But like it's so brutal to do that, and you have 2 bad raids in a row. You spent an hour in queue and 30 seconds in the game, and you're just like, I don't even enjoy this.
Forget the queue between games. Now there's a queue to get into the launcher.
Yeah, there's a queue to get into the launcher.
So you have streamers with 50,000 people watching, and let's just say 10,000 of them are literally brand new people who are into video games or looking for a new video game and are now being exposed to Tarkov for the first time. And their exposure is an 87,000 person queue that the big streamer is sitting in, and he's looking at you with his thumb up his ass, thinking like
very MMO-esque. It's very, very like MMO expansion-esque.
When I was new to Tarkov, this semi-related, I watched Tucker's video on what Escape from Tarkov was all about. It's fucking hilarious. It's like this is a Tetris-like game where you organize your inventory, and then he said something else, and like you can do this in this game where you like equip a character or whatever. There's a little mini game where you run around and pick shit up, but that's not really the essence of Tarkov.
Yeah, it's like a market simulator where I try and time when I'm waking up to like also buying global stock items so I can like have fun. And you're just like, this is not
the flea market and the inventory organization, which it kind of is. It was
so
a well done
frustrating.
Video. Did you get a lot of views? Did you kill it with that?
No, I mean, I think that was just like in a parody group of like how to 0 to hero it. But
I imagine
it was
could have gone viral.
Have you seen any cheaters this white?
Yes, I did report I'm not report happy. I can count on one hand how many times I've reported people. Yeah. So I only do it when I'm very confident. And I was playing with Gold Glove, and we were in dorms on the 3-story, and I was on the ground floor coming out of the middle doorway area, when you come out of the security office. So I was walking out the main door, and he was on the 3rd floor coming out of the top right. And at the same time, I walk out and I hear the crack and I go, I'm dead. And then I hear a crack again and he goes, I'm dead. And I was like, same guy killed us, right?
Yep.
I was like, okay. If we were in the same area and whatever, but the fact that the guy, one shot me in the head with M61 and then one shot you in the head with M61, and it's a whole entire building up to the left. You could be a great player, and that's great. It's the only time that I've ever reported somebody because it was the time between the two. He would have had to it's like you're playing Counter-Strike. He shot, flicked it. Yeah, you're just you can't
and that's not
do
this
it.
game.
Yeah,
I've seen 2 that I know for sure. Like, there's been maybe 3 instances where I was like, that was a fucking hell of a shot he made. Good on him. And that's just kind of how I go with it. And a lot of times it's a streamer. So I've been killed by like half a dozen streamers. So I'll get on there and be like, a
lot of TTVers, and I'm like, all right,
yeah,
fine.
for sure. But in one instance, my friend Larry got sprayed head eyes with PPSH, bullshit machine gun for those who don't know, from like 80 meters.
Yeah.
Like he just goes and kills him. And I'm like, fuck this guy. And I start like pop, pop, pop. I'm having to pop fire with my AR. He's so far away. And he turns around and goes and does the same thing to me. So that's 100,000.
There's no one, not even
no,
Landmark.
It's not even if 100 times out of 100.
A machine does that. And then the other instance, I won't go into like room numbers and such, but there's one way to get into a room. I'm standing in it. Someone flies into the balcony, grabs my backpack, flies away with it. So when I go back in the room, even it's shoreline, so the backpack's $750,000, and they just fly away with it. They don't even want to fight.
I saw that happen to Landmark. I was watching his stream. It was pretty funny. The guy flies into the 3rd story on dorms, and he's like, "You're a wizard, Harry."
It's kind of like, it's awful when it happens to you because, I mean, I'm broke and I've always been poverty level at Tarkov, right? But it is funny when you get those level of people that either VoIP and are just very toxic or whatever. I'm saying it's bad for people playing the game, but content wise, it's funny. It's good content.
I haven't had any toxicity. The worst I've had is like people who are just competitive. I would call it it's like basic trash talk. We're gonna come in there and fuck you up. We're sending you back to the stash. But nobody's calling me a slur or anything.
I have yet to get called a slur in the game, but I've definitely ran into people that I wonder if it's a cultural thing, because I would think in my head the people that play Tarkov are the type of people in general that may be predisposed to throwing around some less salacious words here, but
shooters in general.
Yeah, shooters in general. I mean, but coming from Counter-Strike and Call of Duty where it's a dime a dozen, it was really surprising that Tarkov, I have yet to have that happen. And most of the time that I use VoIP, they are very timid people. And I wonder if it's because there's actually risk in dying. So everyone, even the ones that are trying to act tough, I think one of my favorite things with VoIP now is screaming FBI open up and breaching doors, right? Because I know that if I'm dying, they're also laughing at the fact that this guy's just, But I mean, most of the time people are like, all right, you're chill. I'm just going to walk away and you're going to walk away. I'm going to walk away. You're walking away. I'm walking away, and you hear them fade away. And then that's it.
The thing is, every time these map gets created, there's something, I'm going to make it up, 100 million rubles worth of loot scattered about. Right. You go, you collect as much as you can, and you leave. It's to everybody's advantage to not fight.
Yeah,
everybody will get wealthier if you, in general, if you don't die.
And
you're taking a real risk if you and I decide that one of us is getting out of here.
That's how scav runs are now. There's scav karma, of course, but everybody knows we're in here to make money. I got terrified. Last game of last night, we can end Tarkov talk after this, but I wanted to share this. My last scav run of the night, I walked in and found a GPU and a Tetris right next to each other in the power room on Interchange, and walked to extract in 5 minutes. It was awesome. It was just sitting on a shelf, a GPU in the power room.